Hello my friends, welcome back to the cottage. It's been a while, hasn't it? I did actually do a video which I didn't upload. Battery died or something happened. I was reading a chapter of one of my novels, so it's not the end of the world, I can redo it, but I was speaking at length and then I did my novel, and people don't realise the embuggeration of making videos, or perhaps they do. I'm drinking a drop of Burgundy. Cat's here driving me nuts. Try to attack my furry ball. Go away, go away. See, I called her Purdy then. I'm always doing this. Purdy was my dog. And, you know, it's just a nightmare. And I couldn't find the SD card. All the SD cards I put in couldn't be formatted, apparently. No idea why not. So, you know, I've been hunting for an SD card to upload this video onto. So it's just a bloody nightmare. Then I couldn't find my furry ball because I'd moved it somewhere to film in the caravan. I mean, people think, come off that. Monty, come off that. Monty. He's trying to pull down my Japanese. Monty, get off that. I'll get up. He's in a very buoyant mood. And that's remarkable, considering the story I will tell you shortly. Well, two stories about Monty today. Monty. He's just in a very troublesome mood at the moment. He's getting bigger and stronger, so he can get up and on. I mean, he literally can go on the ceiling with the 4 paws, you know, and he's doing sort of Mission Impossible. He's doing the Tom Cruise. But before I get into anything, and I'm going to constantly be distracted. I should have locked Monty in the caravan, but I didn't realise he was going to be so active. Monty, no. He wants to pull down those scrolls. Now, let me just show you. I've had a haul from Deutschland. And, you know I like to get my tobacco there. Works out a bit cheaper. Well, a lot cheaper, really. In my safari bag. Sorry, I've got to keep one eye on the cat. I had a haul from Germany, which I'm sure you'll be pleased to see. Now, normally, as you know, I like to get lots of exotic passion tobacco from Germany, but I haven't got so much of it now. I sort of stockpiled it last time. I went for some different blends. So, I got 100 grams of Oriental. I love Oriental. Great tobacco. I got this, although it calls itself Oriental, it's like a very good English blend. I'm going to have to get up in a minute. If he gets onto my altar, my chalice is there and all sorts. Get off! Go away! Can you hear me? Go away! Go away! This is the worst time possible to do any filming. I'm going to throw something at you. I mean, this is like, he's called Monty, but I'm like Uncle Monty after With Nail and I. Got him off. He's just, I'm really acting up. I don't know what, anywhere, I don't even know where I was. And I was supposed to press me bell. Go away! No, this is a disaster. You see, this is basically video making. People should think, oh, just sit around, just chat away, upload it. Isn't it marvellous? Get out. Go. He's got the whole of the Shropshire countryside to play in, but now he's decided he's going to torment me while I try to make a video. Anyway, so I got some Oriental. I got... I don't know where I put the other one. Ah, look at this lot. Now, I've never had that before. I've got 2 of them. Now, that's some sort of black. Original black, the 5th it says. I can't even read the maker, hang on. Danish black mixture. Now that's particularly good, and the reason why that is good is because it's replaced my Peterson's Deluxe mixture, which I like in the morning with the coffees. That's the only time I really have it. And of course, Peterson's Deluxe mixture, I don't know, is what, 22 quid, 23 quid for 50 grams. This was only 7 quid, or it works out as 7 quid, and tastes just the same, really. So that's good, isn't it? What else have I got? So I have that in the morning with my coffee, and it just works out a lot cheaper. So I bought 2 of those, but I didn't even know what I was getting. But I looked at the flavour profile, and the flavour profile came up with the vanilla and the Cavendish. So I thought that's got to be okay with Burley and Virginia. I thought that's got to do the trick. It's coming up. You. And the other one I got, bloody great tin of Sillam's Black. Can you see that? Sillam's Black. Nice tin as well. Very Christian looking. Very suitable for a parson. So I like that. And I'd never tried that until, I think, was it Dave the trucker sent me some? Very kind of him. He sent me a bloody great jar of it. And that's when I got into that. Now that's kind of an all-day smoke, but it's mildish, so when you don't want to blow your socks off, but you just fancy a quick puff, there you go. And then I got, this is always a good one, isn't it? You can never go wrong with this mixture, 965 Peterson. Just a good solid English blend. Was that all I bought? I can't really remember now. Probably. What else is in here? Oh, that's just some sort of altar cloths that, to go on my chalice. You won't be interested in that. Well, the Catholics might. It's an altar pool. P-A-L-L, to go on top of the chalice. Because all my stuff is in the container. So I can't get it anything. Right, having done all of that, can I please have a smoke? Thank you. I don't know how long the video will run for. I did charge up the battery. I've reformatted that card, so I should be okay. I'm watching you, Monty. Get out. He's now watching the furry boar. You see, it's their hunting instinct. They're great, aren't they, cats? I'm not normally this loquacious towards him. It's just highly distracting. I sound like a brute, don't I? Anyway, I'm going to smoke some of that mixture now, because I'm ready for a smoke. And you might say, well, why haven't you been doing any videos, Father John? Well, sometimes because of just you've got to be in the right mood. And also, you've got to spend hours and hours sorting it all out, before, during and after. And sometimes you just don't have that time in the day. I mean, a lot of these people you see on YouTube, they're professional videographers. It's what they do. They try to make money. They're always going, like, subscribe, smash the subscribe button. You know, and I never do any of that. But they're absolutely desperate to be monetized, to increase revenue. They'll talk about any old stuff just to get likes and hits. But I'm not here for that. This is just really documentary, self-documentary, where one doesn't really care. I mean, yes, it's nice if lots of people watch. But all this begging, it just bores the... Do you ever watch those videos? They're just begging you to subscribe and begging you to hit the like button and begging you to make comments. I mean, how sad is that? I need to get a bloody life. But I suppose if they need the money, and that's all they do. No, you're not coming up here. Anyway, so that's that. That's the tobacco haul. It came out quite reasonably. To buy that lot in England, heaven alone knows what it would cost. I haven't bought any tobacco in England for a long time. And he's in the fireplace now. He's going to go up the chimney now. Clean it while you're up there. I flea'd him today, deflea'd him, because I still get bitten by fleas. So he was due one. I've wormed him and deflea'd him today. And this all made him rather excitable. Go away, you little monster. I love him, really. Now, he has another reason not to be very happy with me. And that's because I lopped his privates off. Last week I went to the vet. Quite funny, actually. I went to Bishop's Castle to the vet there. Well, I thought you'd just be in and out. Or you'd be in and just wait half an hour or whatever. I thought I'd do a bit of shopping or whatever. No, he said, oh no, 3 hours or whatever. Because they've got to come round from a general anaesthetic. I didn't realise. I thought it might have all been done under local. Mind you, I can't imagine Monty just sitting there nicely while the operation is underway. So, yes, they have to sort of be knocked out. And so anyway, I got there. It was at daft o'clock in the morning, and they're not to eat. And I've no real alarm here that will wake me up, or that I'll ever hear, because I'm as deaf as a post. So I was worried I wouldn't get up, so I ended up waking up far too early. So I was shattered before the day started. And anyway, we got there. And it was quite straightforward, really. And I was so exhausted, and I was sitting in Bishop's Castle in the car. And I thought, you know what? I haven't even got the energy to stand up, let alone shop for 3 hours. So I just came back home. So I waited out here, got a phone call. He's ready. I thought, well, that's good. He hasn't died on the operating table. And I had to speed again. And of course, it's not a simple matter of just getting in your car and going. There's numerous gates to be opened and shut behind one. So I'd been doing that all morning, opening and shutting ruddy gates. But then I reminded myself, in my rancour, that, John, you're blessed to live where you do. So stop bloody complaining about tracks and gates and things. That's part and parcel of your happiness. Get a grip. So I did. Do you ever do that? Give yourself a talking to. So, yeah, and then so I picked him up, put him in the car. He was a lot quieter on the way back than he was on the way there. And it's supposed to knock them out a bit, the operation, but no, he's out straight away. The minute we got home, out, up trees, jumping around like a mad thing. He was a bit more quiet the following day, oddly. But somebody said that might be because the lack of testosterone won't have kicked in yet. Who knows? It hasn't quietened him down particularly. He sleeps maybe a bit more affectionate maybe, I don't know. Hard to say. So there was that. And then there was another incident, and it occurred yesterday. And Monty went out, and I normally let him out, but after an hour or so I start thinking, I wonder where the ruddy hell the little scamp has got to. Went out, thought, nah, he'll be back. 3 hours passed, I'm starting to get worried about being run over, falling down wells, I don't know, bricks falling down on top of him and rocks and goodness knows what, and wood piles, and crushed to death. Then all these thoughts go through your head, and he still didn't come back. I walked up to the track, I walked up along the road, I walked everywhere. I went all around the house, one thing another. I thought, I can't believe it, because I didn't think he would range that far away from the homestead. Anyway, I waited again. I thought, this is getting serious now. So I got his favourite bag of treats and rattled the paper and just walked around. A bit like the walls of Jericho. I just went sort of around blowing my trumpet. Just expecting him, because he normally just jumps out and follows you then. No, not at all. Not a bit of it. And then, and I'm deaf, don't forget. Well, I'm not completely deaf. I heard this meowing, and I thought, where the hell is that coming from? I checked the well, but that's all covered up, so I think it can't be down there. But it was in that vicinity. I looked around, meow, and it was a real call of distress. Oh, bloody hell. I hope he's not caught in a gin trap or something. And suddenly, I say, all right, it's coming from the trees. I couldn't work out which tree, and there was a number of them, but there was a particular, I think it's a dead ash, but it's covered in ivy, really thick ivy, and goes about 100 metres up into the air. Well, maybe not that far, up a long way. He's up the bloody top of that. A little kitten. And there were no real branches coming off it, or anything trailing down where you can jump on one branch and go onto another branch and then go onto another branch, because it's dead. All there was ivy, really. So what he's managed to do is crawl up ivy and in and out of it, probably after a squirrel. I know they live over in that corner of the land. And having got up there, he's got nothing to cling on to get down, other than just point down, and it's just a sheer drop. So, and they don't sort of go down backwards, arse first, do they? So he just got himself stuck. So I had to climb this bloody thing. A man of my age. An old age pensioner. Well, I didn't climb all of it. I only went up the top third and rattled the cat treats. Unbelievable. And what I basically had to do was coax him down bit by bit, just to assure him, you know, I was there. And then I was thinking, well, I need to catch him if he jumps for it. Oh dear, what a palaver. And this tree is on an angle like this, the land. So, I mean, it's hard enough just to stand up on, let alone do anything else. I thought, I'm going to have to call for the fire brigade. As it was, I managed to give him enough confidence to slowly come bit by bit, wind him way around. Then he had to get under a bit some more of ivy, and he slowly sort of, and then he wouldn't come any further. And I was sort of a third of the way up this bloody thing, this tree, and I saw him, and I was lifting up, and he was trying to come down. I was rattling the treats, and I just grabbed one of his legs. And I expected him to bite me and scratch me to pieces. I think he was so relieved he didn't. I just sort of got him and pulled him in. What a relief that was. But I'll tell you what, it's worse than having a toddler. A man of my age shouldn't have to live like this. But I wouldn't be without him. He's glorious. I mean, you can't get lonely because you don't get a minute to yourself. Wakes me up every morning, 6 o'clock. And then he's on the bed because it's cold. He used to be quite happy to sleep in the main body of the caravan, but as soon as it gets a bit nippy, he says, no, I'm coming in with you. And my fleas with me. You couldn't make it up. Anyway, I still love him. Now, so that's all the cat stories out of the way. I've today, this very day, I've organised some film processing for 36 exposures from the new Leica M3, not the old Leica M3 which I returned, and the pictures were a bit naff. So it's going to be very interesting to see what these come out like. And this time I've asked for prints, although I have got a scanner affair. But I'll get the negatives anyway. But I thought it'd be just nice to, do it. Do you remember in the old days? Just get those prints back and then just look aghast and disappointed at your useless attempts at photography. And as I promised, I will get some up to show you. But I want to make a whole video of that. Because I've got a very nice Summicron Leica lens, which I've been shooting. Now, what I've put into it now is colour. So the next roll will be colour, to see how I get on with that. So that's got to be returned. And I'll go back to that. That will be returned to the processing people. The car has been a disaster. You will remember that I've got a parasitic bleed drain on the vehicle. And rather than mess about with it, I just can't be bothered anymore. So I've decided to trade it in against a Jimny. Now, a lot of you did say, get a Jimny, in the comments, when I mentioned it last time. So that's what I've gone and done, a red one. I can't show you any more on that because I haven't got the blessed thing. They've put it, I said to them, I insisted that it have a whole year's MOT. Because there can be rust buckets underneath. The body isn't, it's galvanised steel. So it doesn't rot, but underneath it does. So I've asked them to, the MOT runs out in December. So what I've done is I've asked them to put a year on it. From Birmingham, these people. And they said yes. But I've checked on the government website and it hasn't even been put through. It hasn't even failed or been put through. So it'll probably be next week I'll be able to show you the Jimny. And I can give you a review on it. Somebody in the comments did say get one. And somebody mentioned that Jack Hargreaves had one, but he didn't. Jack Hargreaves had a Ford Bronco, which looks very similar to the old Jimnys. They look very similar. He never had a Jimny. No, not to my knowledge, but he did have a Ford Bronco, a very old thing, boxy looking thing, just like the Jimny. And anyway, so, and I've bought that principally because it's all small lanes around here. It's 4-wheel drive. That's the windows blowing. There's a bit of a gale going at the moment. So it should be okay for around here, and I won't be using it for motorways. I'll just use it for nipping into the shops, nipping to the vet, the odd antiques auction or something. And it's also very tiny. They really are small, up and close. I don't know if you've ever stood next to a Jimny. They're minute. And they're a 6-footer, can sit quite comfortably in one. And I've got vehicular access right up to the front of the house now, because when I did the borehole, they sort of enlarged the track. So you can actually get a vehicle. My Land Rover is sort of parked behind the caravan. It's not so much getting up it, it's turning it around and going back out again. But you could in the Jimny, because there's a lot of tracks we created with the big digger, if you remember, quite a few months back now. Next week I've got the builders coming. I've been able to pin them down. They've been on holiday. That's why they haven't been yet. So that's the news on the car. There were, what other news was there? Tobaco, cat, the car, my camera, which I'm enjoying. It's amazing, isn't it, when you shoot with old cameras? The whole experience is much different. Because, you can shoot thousands of photos on your iPhone and they stay on your iPhone or go to the iCloud. And if they're rubbish, they're rubbish. If they're not, they're not. You can edit them, mess about with them to make them look better than what they are. And you just go, yeah, that's nice. But there's something more hands-on and creative about analog cameras and film cameras. I mean, basically all it is a box with a shutter with some film in it. And everything is down to you. The speed of the shutter and the exposure on the lens. And the focusing ring. And so whatever you get at the end of it, as I will get probably early next week, it's entirely down to your skill. But it also makes you, like anything in the analog world, analog is always slower than digital. So you've got to set the photo up, set the camera up, get the film in it. You take your pictures. You can't just shoot 36 in one day. You could, well, some do. Get very expensive with film. So you could spend a month with the film in the camera before you send it off anywhere to get developed, and that takes time. And then they take time to send it back. And there's nothing instantaneous about it. But imagine the sheer joy when you've managed to get some of your pictures at least bang on. And they have a certain atmosphere. A little bit like when you play LPs on an old record player. There's a certain atmosphere that you don't get in digital. Talking of which, remember I spoke about the Walkman? Was that my last video? I've got loads of songs on it now. And that was a 2-week process in itself. Just trying to work it out. Because no software exists now for that sort of thing. And it only ever spoke to Windows computers, not to Macs, and I use Macs. So I bought a very, very cheap Windows. I had to then find some third-party software downloading site for some very, very old software. And then you've got to convert the files in such a manner that it will even speak to that, it's called Sonic Stage, on your Windows computer. Normally it just rejects it, can't import it, can't import it, can't import it. Took me weeks. But now I've got the system down to a fine art. How to download MP3s, how to convert them, how to get them into the format I want, how to get them over to the Windows PC, how to get them into the Music Center on the PC, how to get them from the Music Center into the Sonic Station, from the Sonic Stage get them into the Walkman. And you may say, Father John, why do you bother? Well, the Walkman that I have is aluminium. It's a thing of beauty. I mean, it's the sort of thing a hipster in 50 years' time would probably have to pay £1,000 for. If not more. You know, it's a piece of history. And I just like the fonts. It's like the old iPods. It's all very just basic. No pictures, no icons. Lovely, like the old mobile phones. And some people are going back to those. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily shut this off and start talking again, because I think I may go over the time limit. 1 second. You see, and I'm back now. Why didn't I think about that before? Rather than worrying about the time, turn it on and off. Anyway, so now I've got everything from Bach all the way through to Led Zeppelin on my little Walkman. And I bought a speaker where I can play my Walkman through. So when I'm doing my Qi Kung in the morning, my breathing exercises, I listen to various meditative pieces. But like last night, I played all sorts. I just had the speaker, plugged it into the Walkman and let it play. Very relaxing. So I'm rather thrilled with that. But that took some time as well. I will do a video on Qi Kung. It's quite fun. I think I'm getting the hang of it, so I will demonstrate some of it to you. Not now, of course. But it's doing me good, you know. My hip, you know, I had all those problems with my joints. I'm getting far, far more agile lately. And I think what I have, well, I can't be sure, because doctors are useless, is bursitis. It's the tendon. It's all to do with your glutes. And it can get inflamed, where the tendon rubs against part of your hip, I think. And you get it with weak glutes and sitting around a lot. So I think it's that. So I've been working on my glutes. And I'm sure my Qi Kung is helping as well. A bit like Tai Chi. They're very breath orientated. So that's really, I can feel a ruddy itch. Have I got another bite? I got one earlier today. I'm not getting as many as I used to. It's a good job I defleed the cat today. I've got that lovely thing that's to put on my chalice. I've got some other bits and bobs for the altar coming this week. Bought two lovely, can't see them from here, but two lovely candlesticks and a crucifix in brass from Church Stretton the other day. That was good. And so it's looking more and more like an altar. And I also bought, while I was there, a crocodile suitcase. Quite a small one, but in perfect nick, really. No key, sadly. And I got that at a very advantageous price, too. And useful in the caravan for putting things stuff, and you can stack them. I've got a bigger alligator, crocodile case in there, too. That's fitted with silver gentleman's bits and bobs. Quite something, that, really. And that's from the Edwardian period. This is probably a little bit later. Not much. Splendid item. Now, you might see it at some point when I do more videos. Have I bored you all senseless? Thanks for all the comments. I've answered them all. I responded to them all. And that's really about it, I think. Yeah, and no more news on the cat other than that. You'll notice the cat's probably got a bit bigger. Well, you haven't really seen the cat on this video. It's getting bigger, but it's still small. That's the news on the car. No news on the house. I spend most of my days really just editing my novels, sitting in my hot tub. I'm reading that farming book that I spoke about a couple of videos back. And that's fabulous if you want to know about all the old ways of farming and what it was like. Splendid. And I had my tobacco haul, which I'm very pleased about. And with that, I think I've probably just about covered everything I've been up to, my friends. I hope you're well. I mean, I could speak about... I wanted to talk, really, at some point about the energies of God and how that might, as it were, marry with this concept in the Eastern world of Qi. But that's probably a whole video on its own. And also, I want to do a video shortly on what I would call one's internal drivers. And it struck me when I was meditating, as I meditate every morning. And I was sitting there cross-legged. And when you're meditating, you're struck by a number of things. One could be boredom. One could be physical discomfort. And sometimes one is just bombarded with thoughts. I need to do this, I need to do that. Or a solution to a problem will occur. And of course in Zen you don't follow your thoughts, you just let them evaporate. And then I found myself wanting it to be over. No sooner as I sat down, I think, oh my goodness, I've got 25 minutes of this. And then I became conscious of the fact I was wishing away my meditation time. Well, you know, when I had to change all those cards, it would appear that that one didn't have much memory, really. Gonna have to sort this all out, chaps. I don't know where that would have cut me off. I was banging on about Zen. Well, maybe it's whetted your appetite and I can do it more clearly on another video, eh? So I'm probably going to sign out, my friends. But this is it. This is what you do when you want to create content. In the half-assed way that I do. Anyway, I hope you're all well. God bless you. God keep you, my little parish of misfits, misshapen mavericks and misunderstood. And I'm going to get myself back down to the caravan, I think. Finish off that wine. Finish off my pipe. And I don't know where we got to on that video before it stopped filming. Probably halfway through my Zen session. So if that's whetted your appetite, let me know in the comments, and I'll do a complete one on that, on internal drivers that exist within one. And with that, Father John is signing off for another episode of the Parson's Progress. God bless you all. God shine upon you and make your path straight. All the best. Take care.